What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Toast Hammer. This one's a little bit different. A couple weeks ago, I went to my very first ever Warhammer tournament. I wouldn't say it was a very competitive one. The lists were Highlander. You could only take one of each type of unit, and it was all for a charity cause. But regardless, I was still super nervous. I think I only got about 2 hours of sleep the night previously, and thanks to a couple of caffeinated beverages and beers to carry me through the afternoon, I did make it through fully conscious and only slightly battered. I ended up taking a really goofy admech list. It had Belisarius Call, it had robots, it had every kit bash that I could fit on the table, and I was ready to go. Fully painted 100% of the way with not nearly enough preparation taken. So a thing about playing Warhammer at tournaments, there's only a certain amount of time you have to complete your rounds. About 90 minutes allotted to each player. And I hadn't never played with time limits before. I was used to games going into the 3 to 4 hour range. So my mind was absolutely panicked in the round one. I was against a Tyranids player, and I was in fact so nervous to get started that I completely forgot to film any of the match. But I did manage to squeak out a victory under, I don't know, pure willpower and probably some unlucky placement by him. He was a super nice guy, very gracious opponent, and I was already one win better than I thought I would be by the end of the tournament. So things were looking all right. I was thinking, hey, I'm already doing better than I thought I was. And then round 2 hits. This time against some Death Guard, who I've played a handful of times before, but not super recently. It turns out, I learned later, that this Death Guard player was in fact a well-tread tournament veteran. And that was very clearly evidenced by how hard he smacked my face. Not literally, but, you know, gameplay-wise. I got absolutely stomped. And it was just bad plays from me against good plays from him, leading to more bad plays from me, leading to me essentially not caring about what happens and just letting things go, basically. Not a great performance, but hey, I can't get too down on me. He's one of the top players in the area, so what are you gonna do? That's what happens when you win your first round. You go into the winner's bracket, and then you get the tough matchups. But I did not time out of any of my games yet. We played them to as complete a state they could be, and then just mathed out the rest, as is kind of customary. But I do want to take a pause here to celebrate everybody's armies. There were some insane paint jobs, some insane kit bashes, not even that were mine, that were just on display from other local players who are putting so much passion and interest into their projects. I wish I had more time to capture them all, but I was so busy running around, almost delirious at this point from lack of proper sleep and, you know, everything that was happening, that I ended up filming a lot less than I had originally planned to. But hey, well, it's gonna happen. What are you gonna do? But my last round was against another admech player. I thought I was the admech guy going into this event, but it turns out there was another guy who thought he was the admech guy going into the event. So we had a very fun, very interesting mirror match. The first time I've ever actually played against admech myself, and it went really well. Very close game. I ended up winning by a scant 5-point difference. Extremely close and an extremely kind of rewarding game experience. And it turns out the opponent happens to be another YouTuber. Hammer Pattern Wargaming. Go check out their meme animations in the description. So, overall, I had 3 great games for very different reasons. The first one was just like a very casual, laid back, getting to know the scene, getting to kind of like drop into this experience and have a go at playing Warhammer, basically. And the second was also, even though I got absolutely murdered in the game, he was a very nice and gracious opponent and had some tips for me afterwards. I asked for. They weren't, you know, I actively wanted feedback. But he was super nice about it, gave me some tips, taught me a little bit how to play a little bit tighter and make some better decisions when you're kind of in the flow state of things. And the last one was just like a nice guy. It's always nice to meet another admech dude, especially since we've been in the garbage bin for so long. And in 10th edition, it looks like we are going to be doing more of that. But that is talk for another video. Overall, if you've never been to a Warhammer event, highly recommend it. They are super, super fun. It's awesome to see more of the community outside of just the gaming club that I belong to and make a whole bunch of new friends along the way. I know I'll be attending this event in future years as long as it continues to run, and I'll probably be looking to bring even more jank next time around. But that is about it for this video. A 2-1 finish at my first ever Warhammer event. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. I was really aiming for some of the best hobbyist awards, which I didn't really place into, but hey, I did get a ton of compliments on my army, and that made my little gremlin brain feel real good about what I've been doing here. But if you enjoyed this more vlog style of video, be sure to hit that like button so I know to try out more of it. And tell me, what has your sort of competitive scene been like? Have you been to any events, any standout moments? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video. See you guys next time. Peace!